Hi, welcome to the video on Chapter 1 lecture material. By now you have taken the syllabus quiz. You may or may not have seen the video for the syllabus. Feel free to do that. The one thing I do want to point out in that video, I did identify that I'm using a tool called Remind to actually send or receive text between the two of us. So if you're so inclined to want to send and receive text, follow the PDF, information on the PDF. That gives you 3 different ways of logging into the class. If you don't, then I will add your email. So any text I send generally to the class, you'll at least receive a personal email on your school email account. So let's get into the material. Now this week, I usually try to present, up front what you're going to do. So I expect you to read Chapter 1. We're going to cover Chapter 1. It's a high-level view of everything that we're going to cover in this semester, talking about project management, what it is, who does it, what skills are needed. You've got an exercise 1 on page 40. I think it's just a 5-slide PDF or presentation I want you to create. I also had you create to introduce yourself, an infographic. And you'll see below there's a link on how to create an infographic. And I think in the assignment, I actually present the infographic that I created using Kanvana to do this. Another thing I'm doing is you're going to find in project management a lot of terms and terminologies. And what I'm using is Quizlet to try to get that information, some of the Chapter 1 terms. And when you open it and click the link, it opens up here and you can get different options. You can change different way you study, whether it's flashcards or mix and match or spelling. To do flashcards, you've got different options as to, do you want to show just the term first, both? Just a way to help you study the key terms. So I will try to do that every week, or at least every chapter, to make sure you have the best information possible. Remember that you're being an online class, your attendance is based on completing the reflection journal. So I would do that, 250 words. But what I'd like to do is have you use it as a way of saying, okay, what did you get out of this material? The videos, Quizlet, the text. This is a brand new class. We've never offered a project management class in our program before. So any feedback I get to make the class better, I appreciate it. So without anything said, let's get into some of the key points that I want to cover in this. So just remember, you're looking at Kathy Schwab Information Technology Project Management. I think what have we got? The 9th edition. 8th edition is what's currently being used. So that's what the textbook is. We're going to talk about what some of the growing needs of project management, what a project is, what project management is, different types of management between projects and programs and portfolios. Like I said, a lot of terms. Talk about what skills are needed for a project manager, and then an institute, Program Management Institute, helps certify, project managers, keep ethics on the up and up. So just a high-level intro. So we'll throw a lot of terms at you and go from there. Now, the question is, why? Well, probably since the mid-'80s, organizations have realized they need projects. They were spending a whole lot of money on projects, and probably a third of them were not getting completed on time or within budget, failing. So it became pretty interesting. If somebody's spending $3.8 trillion on IT, then, and probably continue to grow, you want to make sure those IT projects are done in a way that makes the company money. Now, the need for jobs, well, Project Management Institute, PMI, estimates there are in the next, well, up to at least 2020, 6.2 million project managers are going to be needed in the U.S. alone. So there's a big push for this. Average salary. I like average salaries. Anytime I can get something that says here I can do $108,000 a year, and you'll see that number, you kind of go, is that really true? Well, I was a project manager probably from the mid 70s to off and on through the early 2000, before I started school here, and salary ranges between, based on the projects, between upper 70s to 120. Actually one consulting job was probably in the 170s. So the money is there if you have the skill sets. Looking for college graduates. So there is plenty of money to be made. Forgot to turn that off. So what do you want to do? Why would I want to use it? Better control of resources, both money, people, human, physical, equipment. When I have successful projects, customers are happier. Development cycles are shorter. If I keep lower costs, my profits go up. I get better productivity. People work better. But what is a project? Well, if you look at a project, it is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. That PMBOK you see there is the PMI body of knowledge. So Project Management Body of Knowledge Guide, and that's what PMI uses as its rules to when you're talking about certification. So just to let you know. But the key is here, it's temporary. Now, sometimes projects have been successful. They're done. I mean, the difference between a project and maybe operations. Operations is what I do to get the job done. But a project is above and beyond operations. It could take a long time, short-term projects, long-term projects. But what are its attributes? It has unique purpose. Like I said, it's temporary. It progresses along a path. It says progressive elaboration. But it basically says there are steps to getting the job done. I put in the requirements. I search out resources. I plan the project. I assign resources. I make a schedule. I track the schedule. So it's moving on in various access. Requires resources. It says from various airport areas. Could be different organizations, different companies. Could be vendors. Depends on the size of your project. Primary customer support. Somebody always is sponsoring this project, initiated it, funding it, whatever the case may be. And it does involve uncertainty. You're not sure you're going to get everything you need when you get to do it. Types of things to keep in mind. There are project managers that work on specific projects for a team. A program is a group of related projects that could be under a program management, probably kind of like a project manager's boss. So he's controlling all of the activities going under. And what's a project manager supposed to do? Well, the big thing is to get a successful project. I want to make sure that I got, what's supposed to be done, how much is going to cost, and how much time do I have? So you got the scope, what needs to be done, how much it's going to cost, and the time. One more aspect of this could be the quality. So you could be trying to manage those four aspects to make sure a project is successful, to make sure they all hit. Now, missing in any one of those, one can get you fired, and two could at least be, the minimum could be at least a failed project. Now, PMBOK and this text says there are 10 knowledge areas that need to be acquired, and this textbook is geared on covering in depth each one of those 10 knowledge areas. So this just kind of high level information is what we're going to do. Stakeholders, they're basically who are the people involved, who's sponsoring it, who's managing it, the team itself, who's going to support it, who are the customers, who's going to use it, who's supplying it. All of these people have a say in the project. Some of the tools you're going to see in this class, we're going to use Microsoft Project 2013 as a tool in a little while. But there are several tools. There's free ones. There's ones for expensive. There's stuff running PCs. There's stuff running mainframes. A lot of it just depends on how you're tracking it, how much money you have, and what features you need on your tools. What does project management work? Yeah, there's a group, the Standish Group publishes a monthly, yearly, at least a yearly report, and it says in 1994 to now, more than 16% of successful projects more than doubled, 23%. The number of failed projects decreased. So as project management has been implemented and used, you're seeing failed project reduced, successful project increase. So there is some benefit there. Of course, what did I say? What's a success? I got to meet the scope, time, cost, quality to call a project a success. Now you're going to see different things called a program. Well, those are just related projects. And then there's usually a manager that manages making sure, am I doing the right projects, basically, just to kind of give you an idea of what. So your project manager is more the tactical, what are we doing to get this one project done? Where the portfolio managers, are we working on the right projects? You're going to see in the term best practices. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what's best in the industry? So it's the optimal way to get recognized by the industry to make sure something gets done correctly. The role of a project manager, man, I'm responsible for planning, scheduling, coordinating, reporting status, working with people, working with vendors, working with customers. So if you have an experienced project manager, you get some pretty high success rates. What kind of skills do I need? Well, I need to understand the body of knowledge. I need to understand the application, the project that I'm actually trying to do. I need to understand a little bit. I don't need to be the expert, but I need to have enough information to know either where to go get the information, and is somebody blowing smoke, to make sure that I know what needs to be done. I got to have some basic management skills, and I got to have some soft people skills. I got to have some human relation skills. I just can't be a robot and expect to get things done. Different types of skills and competencies. A project manager, both a leader and a manager. So he's got long-term goals and he's got day-to-day operations. So it's got a little bit of both of those. Careers, it's probably number 2 in the top 10 as far as 2014. So it is very sought after, and as you can tell, very well rewarded for somebody that's got a certification. PMI is a group that certifies this, been around since '69. Part of the things you want to do is look at what it takes to be a project manager, a certified project management professional, a PMP. PMI also worries about the ethics of a project manager, so that's something else to keep in mind. There are several software tools out there that are being used. We're going to use Microsoft Project 2013. And that summarizes everything in this chapter. So hopefully I've given you at least a snippet. Use the information available. Everything that's in this video is not what's going to be on the exam. So you got to make sure you read the entire chapter, go through the homework. And if you have any questions, send me a text, stop by my office. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.